Good morning. I'm not in focus because I just sat down. Here we go. No, it's worse. I made it worse. And as I hit the chair with the computer. Let's see. I think that's looking a little better. But now, should I just go into manual focus, which I know I've made it blurrier. There we go. All right, I have it on manual focus because this camera is very happy. Very happy. Oh my goodness. Oh, Mona, yay! I hope that you can start dyeing, well, this month or next month. The dye-alongs tend to run from approximately the 15th of the month to the 15th of the next month. So there's plenty of time to submit, and in fact, I have not yet pulled, I was going to do it last night and I didn't. I have not yet pulled the photos for the October ChemKnits dye-along submissions, and so I should be finishing editing that this afternoon, and the video will likely will be out tomorrow, but maybe out this evening, so we'll see. Yes, new hair! And not yet styled by me, so it does not feel very me. It feels very short. I will, I think, feel a little better once I can get some like wave and like just less perfection in it. But thank you, thank you. Hello, everyone. But yeah, I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and welcome to the November 2022 ChemKnits dye-along live stream. Yay! Every month I pick a new inspiration photo. Sometimes within the last 2 months, you know, it happens. But every month we pick a new inspiration photo and use that to dye some yarn. So for today I picked this gorgeous, should make it bigger. There we go. Wait, why won't it let me? There we go. Like it won't let me. Okay, today we picked this gorgeous, gorgeous tropical photo because I'm feeling the cold and I want to feel the warmth. And this sunset, I have no idea if it's been edited, but it was a purpley sunset, and so I was excited and inspired. So I want to dye yarn inspired by this photo today. But it's a dye-along, so I'm inviting you to create your own colorways, also inspired by the inspiration photo. And then I'll try to include a lot of your photos in the live stream recap. I'll post about this in about a month. And so the way that you can submit your colorways that you create are by sharing your yarn on Instagram with the hashtag ChemKnitsDyeAlong, or by going to the inspiration photo on the ChemKnits Facebook page, the public ChemKnits Facebook page, and replying with a photo comment. When you do your submissions, you can submit multiple photos, but please have them as individual photos versus collages, because it's just easier for me to insert into the video. And thank you so much. And the other reason why I picked a tropical photo is because I'm going on vacation soon. At the beginning of December, I'm going to go away for like a full week, like a week with 2 weekends with just Keith, 4 of our best friends. We're all leaving the kids at home, and we're going to celebrate our 10th wedding anniversary as a group, even though we're all closer to 11 and a half years of marriage now. But this wasn't even delayed from the pandemic, when one of the couples was probably, well, they have a 3rd child, but when they were planning on a 3rd child, we're like, yeah, we can push it a year so that way you're not nursing or anything when we go. And so I am very, very excited. And yay for minis! Yay for Hanukkah samplers! But so this brings me to, I guess, like a shipping shop update, because while my parents will be here taking care of the kids, they are not going to be shipping for me. They are not going to be shipping for ChemKnits Creations. So I plan to leave my shop open so that way orders could still be placed, but I will be changing the processing times. So between, I guess, like 5 p.m. on December 2nd and December 12th, any orders placed in that time frame frame will not ship until December 13th or later. And so please keep that in mind as you're shopping for the holidays, and in particular, if you haven't ordered your ChemKnits Hanukkah yarn sampler yet, and I have it pinned in the comments, if you place those between December 2nd and December 12th, they're not going to ship till the 13th, and Hanukkah starts on the 18th. So it may not arrive in time for the beginning of Hanukkah. So therefore, if you haven't ordered one yet, I highly recommend that you order sometime in November, or at the very least, like on December 1st, to try to get it in time. I always try to get them out as quickly as possible. They are ready to ship now, but yeah, so any orders placed before like 5 p.m. on December 2nd will ship before I go on vacation. Although there may be some Black Friday deals I offer that I will ship after I return, but hi. I know, I'm streaming, so you came to say hi. There may be some things that, Black Friday deals that will have a larger shipping window anyway, and so, but that's the case. For any Hanukkah samplers purchased on Black Friday will ship before I go. This will be the longest, and thank you for all the haircut stuff. This will be the longest that I've been away from the kids, yes. Keith has been away from them about this long. He went fishing with my dad in Alaska once. Well, my mom came and stayed with us. And that was when Ryder was like an infant. So it was all different. But I'm very excited. I'm so excited. We've been, because the 6 of us, so one set of our best friends got married the weekend after us. And then another set, technically 8 days. They got married on a Sunday. And then our other friends got married about 5 or 6 weeks after us, but we were all planning at the same time. And so, yeah, it's going to be really, really nice, and I'm really excited. Yes, India's getting some scritchies. Hi. Hello. I know, you're going to have to give me some space once I start standing up and dyeing yarn. I'm talking about today's plan. But so that is the big ChemKnits announcement. And oh, the Nitpicks big sale is going on. I think today's daily deal has to do with books and ebooks, but I'm going to pop links to the Nitpicks big sale and the We Crochet big sale into the chat, and I'm going to double check what today's daily deals are. I do have a blog post where I'm tracking everything that's happening every day. So today only, so November 16th, on We Crochet, they have 40% off all We Crochet exclusive books, 20% off all clearance books, and $3 individual patterns. And Nitpicks is very similar, 40% off all Nitpicks ebooks, and 20% off clearance books on the Nitpicks website. And they both have a very similar weekly deal. Yes, both of them are, if you buy one of their everyday totes, there's a coupon code so you can get a free basic travel pack, which I've ordered, and I'll get back to you on everything that's in that once that arrives. I don't believe that has shipped yet. And so those are the big sale deals. And I want to thank you all. I am a Nitpicks affiliate, so I do earn commission, and I want to thank you all for all of you who have made purchases both through my shop or on my affiliate links. It does really, really help support me and the content here, and so I appreciate that. But everything I buy from the big sale, I do buy myself, and I've got a mini unboxing. So my first order, I think, was 50 skeins of yarn, because I took advantage of that My Value Pack deal, which I have on the blog post. I'll pop that into the chat as well. The My Value Pack deal does stack. If you buy 10 or more skeins of select bare yarns, and it's more than I ever thought. The Build Your Own Value Pack coupon code does work, and you can use it more than once. But I'll talk about that more if we have a downtime. But I thought that I would unbox. But yeah, my first pack was 50 skeins, and it came in 2 packages. So let's see what's in my first official big sale delivery. And it is one very overexposed Stroll Soft Blank. Maybe I'll pop this up there. I'll show you in a minute. And let's see. Whoa, there's more stuff in here? Oh, It says, thank you for being part of the Nitpicks family, Rebecca. Like a little packing slip. That's funny. And we have like a, oh, we've got gift tags. I'll show this where it won't be overexposed. And there's a mint scented thing of soak that was put in my package. I have a feeling, because I ordered 10 sock blanks, I have a feeling that the reason why there was only one in there is that they must have like had like some warehouse goof. I don't know. So we will see what else arrives. But, and I can't see on camera, the postcard has like little gift tags that you can cut out. So that's adorable. But yay, live stream on day when you have no meetings. I cannot tell if that was in focus. I should just rotate this chair so I can see. But yeah, so that's the poster, and this is my, interesting, they renamed it. It's a Stroll Sock Dye Blank. And the reason why I decided to go ahead and open this now is because I have some blanks that we might dye today. We'll see how things go, how the colors absorb. So today, right here I have a Swish DK yarn mop. But we're going to be dyeing Nitpicks. Oh wait, I have some. I saved one. Because we're thinking about sunset and just light. I've got a skein of Stroll Glimmer. Which is the sparkle line, and I don't think it's going to sparkle on camera right now. It's sparkling in my kitchen though. And it is 70% fine superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, 5% silver stellina. And so I have some of this pre-soaking, some sock blanks pre-soaking, and we're going to have fun. Excuse me. Okay. I am going to grab my hot plate. And we'll see how this, let's see, how am I going to do this? Okay, I've got dyes. We'll bring those over there. I guess we'll do this on the little guy, so that way you guys will be able to see. And I'm going to bring over, I checked, I have a pot of water that I have been heating up already. And so now I'm going to bring it over here. So therefore, it should not take as long to heat up as it would have. I'm going to try to move this over a little bit. If I had just started trying to heat this on the hot plate, it would have taken a lot longer. So I got it about just 24 cups of plain tap water near to a boil. And then we're going to dye, we're going to do some dip dyeing to start off with these kinds of colors. And I don't know, there's that beautiful like yellow orange. I don't know if we'll capture that, but we'll see where we end up. Judy said, sounds like someone in the warehouse misread 10 as 1. We'll see what shows up in the other package. I've had them be short before, but never this short. And so I don't think, yeah, I mean, I don't think that this is just like a present or something. Because like my order said that there were 2 shipping labels. But I can double check. Orders. Yeah, it says that there's 10. I got 10 Stroll blanks, 10 superwash wool of the Andes, and 30 Swish DK. Because those were all on sale. Oh, you know what I can check? Stroll sock blanks are still in stock. They're 40% off right now. But if you use buy 10 and use the code MyValuePack, then you get an additional 20% off that, which was nice. You have a no meetings day once a month? Oh, that's fun. Where did Pooch go? Okay, so we're waiting on that. So my plan, and actually I can make this smaller again so that way you guys can see what I'm going to do over here. My plan is we're going to start in the middle with the pink. And my plan is, if we have our skein, I want to dip dye it with two ends up so the pink gets mostly in the middle, is my plan. And it may go all or most of the way to the ends. And then later we'll dip dye into some yellow, or we'll make an orange. And then on the other side, we'll dip dye into more of a purple. And so for the dyes that I have right now, I mean, I don't think I'd use it. I have a hint of some purple pop. I have deep magenta, electric violet, Caribbean blue, which I probably will not use. I don't think we'll need something that blue. And then brilliant yellow for creating our base. And I do have more of these colors off camera if I need to make more stock. And so I have that all set up. And so while I'm setting up, please make sure you are subscribed and turn on notifications, because that helps the channel. Let's get some acid in here. Now, this color is looking a little bit not clear to me. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 6 tablespoons of white vinegar. And then our Nitpicks Swish DK yarn mop that I had, I'm going to soak this in because it's not wet yet, but we'll see if there was some like residual navy, or else I'm just getting a trick of the light and seeing something in there. I mean, I'm not seeing any pigment come on here, but I just wanted to check because we're going for bright colors today. And so even though if there was like a tiny hint of navy that came off the sides, I mean, maybe. I mean, I'll put it this way. The way this looks right now, I would not be able to sell as anything besides just like bare yarn. All right, there is like, I don't think it would have made a difference. There is the tiniest hint and the tiniest difference between the top and the bottom. The bottom is a little bit more almost gray, even though I know it's a navy. And on camera, it actually looks like there's more. Let me see. But on camera, it looks almost like a shadow. But I do see it. I do see it. And feel free to leave. Ooh. It's rainy today, and so maybe I should try. Where's the camera? There we go. Brightness. Cool. Try doing that. But yeah, feel free to leave questions, and I also will happily answer any questions about Nitpicks, any Nitpicks yarn bases. I have dyed with most of them over the years. So this is hot. We're not at a boil, but we could probably start. We're going to go by feel. And so I plan to, when we're going to be dipping our yarns, I plan to dip until I'm satisfied with the color. And then we have this yarn mop that we can use to soak up a lot of color. But one of the reasons why I'm starting with the pink is because if we have residual pink left in there, we can use that to mix like a more orange tone. We can use that to help with the other colors we want to create anyway. And so that's why we're going to start in the middle. But what am I going to want on hand? We'll have this over here. And I'm going to want to remove, here we go. The nice thing is that this second burner that you can't see because it's just off camera is not hot at all. Ooh, this is nice and warm. And I don't know if it's looking less, it's funny, it gave like, the color is so mild that it looks a little bit almost dingy. Maybe there was like a hint of pink that's something on there. And maybe that was on the tongs. So there was something. It wouldn't have made a difference. With the amount of color I'm planning on doing, it shouldn't have made a difference. Okay, what I want to do is, again, we're dyeing mostly by feel, but maybe I should plan things slightly and measure out the dye so I don't use too much. Because that is the danger. The danger is that we'll have way too much color and then not be able to use it all up. Because we can always add more color. And so, yeah, so we're going to start with a deep magenta. And I think I want to start, I mean, even this feels like it could be too much. But again, we don't need to absorb all the color. We can remove the yarn. We're going to add 25 milliliters of the dye, which the more I think about it, the more that is really a lot. But again, we'll see. And I just have to keep reminding myself I do not need to absorb all of it. That's why I have like containers on hand to put the yarn in once I think I'm satisfied. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, let's get 200 grams of the Stroll Glimmer. And I have linked to the exact yarn bases that I'm using down in the video description. And the interesting thing, let me move the photo for now. We'll just put it down there. That's relatively out of the way. The nice thing, what was I going to say about the big sale? Oh, every single bare yarn base is at least 10% off. Which ones that are like Stroll are the ones at 10%. All right, what I'm doing now to help me with the dip dyeing is I'm adding a second zip tie to the yarn and then bringing it down to the other end. So that way I can fold the yarn in half. Am I on camera? I can't tell where I am. There we go. So I'm going to where the first zip tie is located. I'm going to put a second zip tie there. And then one of them, I'm moving to the opposite end of the yarn. So this way I can fold it in half. And this is going to allow me to get the pink the most pigmented in the middle of these skeins. Yay, I'm glad you made it. And I think we're ready to start dip dyeing. So I'm gonna, once again, move this over out of the way. And I may bring over the step stool in case I decide I want it sometimes. It's a little easier. Let me think. I mean, the skeins are short today, so it might not be a problem, but sometimes it's a little easier to stand up high. Where are the tongs? Here they are. All right, and I'm gonna bring my monitor over here so I can read the chat while I'm doing this. And I think the way I wanna hold this is rather than having all four of the zip ties bunched together, I think I'm going to hold it so we've got 2 and 2. So that way I can move the yarn and wiggle it a little bit more going into the pot. But here we go. And it's soaking in. I do want to, well now of course I'm going to hold them all in one hand so I can get the other hand to wiggle this through. I mean, that's already really nice. What I'm going to do now, eventually if we need to, we're going to steam set everything. But I am going to do that dip, remove the yarn, And I'm going to invert it, or attempt to invert it the other way. This is not going that well. So I kind of want, there's parts of this that did not get as much color. And so what I want is for that to go in first as we dip again. As I dip and wiggle and try to keep things as separate as possible. And get a little bit of pink going up higher. All right, I think that happened pretty quickly and is pretty much what I wanted, I think. We'll take a closer look and we can do another dip into pink later. But we've got that. I'll try to get pictures of things before what? I'm going to try to get pictures of things before we do the next stage. Okay, and now I'm going to grab one of, oh, I only pre-soaked one. Okay, we're going to grab a soft blank. And this one will be a little bit easier. Again, I want to dip dye the middle. I want to dip dye the middle into the pink. So I'm going to take the blank and fold it in half. And just holding the top edges. But again, I'm going to actually hold the top edges together, but try to not hold it like super together. And we're dipping here. And you can see, it looks like there's a lot of pink in there. There really isn't that much pink. I wasn't sure. I mean, what we can do is we can leave this in here a little bit, but I also think I want to add a little bit more pink so that way we can intensify things. So I'm going to grab $10 milliliters of our deep magenta. I got some on my fingers. Let's remove the blank briefly. And so this is what I mean by going by feel and editing as we go. There's something in here that's struck faster. There's a little bit left there. But you could see, like on our yarn, just how little of that pink was left. And so as we go and try to go into more of the purple, we may not, I mean, I might just for fun put the yarn mop in, but that's not something that is needed. Now my blank is definitely curling up because that's what blanks do. And not much I can do about that, but you can see immediately we're getting color that is much more intense. And I'm trying to decide if I would even want it a little bit darker still. I'm trying to bring, and again, we may end up putting more pink in for either side. But the more I move it, the more coverage, whoop, that end went in, the more coverage we'll be able to get as I come around and try to like open it up a little bit. But I'm going to leave this in here. Maybe we'll dip in a little bit further and then back out. We'll leave that in there a second, and I think I'm going to pre-soak another blank. But the last blank and the yarn were pre-soaked for, I would say, at least 30 minutes. This blank is going to have a much briefer pre-soak. I do also have one more skein of Stroll Glimmer that has been pre-soaking. Maybe, well, let's give the blank a little bit of time here. We'll give it a little bit of time so that way it can soak the color in a little bit better. I'll give that like 10 minutes. And let's see how we're doing. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I'm tempted to leave this in here for a little bit, What I do want to do is add a pan underneath it just to collect drips. And because I think it will be fun, because I'm going to add more pigment before another blank, I'm going to go ahead just to show you just how much color is left in here and add this in and get a little bit of pink all over on here. So we don't need to soak up the pink on the yarn mop this time. I will want, when there's purple in there, I will want to soak that up before we do the more orange. But actually maybe we'll do an orange before we try to go and do a purple. I think that makes sense. Ooh, this got water on the inside of my glove. But I figured there was no harm in adding that in while we have the blank in there while we're waiting for the other blank to pre-soak. So, and that means I can come sit down and chat for about 8 minutes. Let's see. Hello. Hi from Scotland. Hello, hello. And I can make myself, nope, that is not me. Where am I? Here we go. The problem with my streaming software is I don't often remove, hi. Indy, look. You look like a ghost. You look like an overexposed ghost. Hi. I know, you need scritches. You are only this demanding when I stream. He's like, he didn't bother me while I was standing up, but I sat down and he's like, oh, this is where I get scritchy time. Sorry, gotta go. You have to, when you get back from school, UK time. Yeah, have fun. Good morning, Julia. Good morning, Judy and Caitlin and everybody, Andy and Beth and lots of other names that I'm seeing go by. Jacqueline. Oh my goodness. He's so funny. But I guess he's a creature of habit. Like my mother-in-law, he will demand that she's always touching him because that's what she did as a puppy. Normally, he ignores me. Oh yes, I chopped my hair off yesterday in preparation for my Hawaii trip because I figured if it's humid and stuff, it'll just be easier to deal with shorter hair, even though my hair will like poof up like wild. What is the ratio of dye to the weight of yarn today? Ooh, well, I guess, so I'm doing mostly by feel, but approximately I used 25 milliliters of a 1% stock solution on 200 grams of yarn, but I was only dyeing about a portion of that yarn, so that makes it a little bit trickier if we were going to talk about the depth of shade, because when you're dip dyeing, and maybe this would be a decent video to do, depth of shade, I'm writing this down. Kettle dyed. Because if you take, say, a gram of dye and kettle dye it on 100 grams of yarn, you're going to have a 1% depth of shade. If you take that same 1 gram of dye and dip dye the yarn into it, you have the same amount of dye for the same amount of fiber, but on some parts of the yarn, it's going to be deeper than a 1% depth of shade, and some it'll be lighter because you're going to have more dye on one end than another. And so that's one reason why it would be a little tricky to define it. But yes, we're going to Maui. We're going to stay in Lahaina, and I'm excited because my when I was shortly after I was born, my parents started going and staying in Ka'anapali every winter for like 3 months every year. And so I plan to stop by where they had their condo. One of the last years they went, Keith and I actually went and visited them and stayed in their condo, and I'd been multiple times as a kid. And so we're staying close enough by that I'm going to go to the beach there and give my grandma a hug, because even though like her grave is in Massachusetts, but I'm excited because, all right, this is a cute little story. So when I was there with my grandparents, we went out to dinner, me, Keith, and my grandparents, and they took a picture of us. This was, I think, 2009. So before we were married, or we weren't even engaged yet. We were just, it was like a present from my parents and my grandparents that we went to go visit them. And that picture was framed in my grandparents' house. And when my grandmother was sick, she had dementia and Parkinson's and things. She would have the frame and kiss it. And to this day, there is still a lip print over my face on that picture because her at-home care nurses would give her that and she would kiss it. And so I can go, and when I go to my grandfather's house, which I haven't been inside in a few years because of all the things that have happened, but when I would go, and I do have a picture of the smudge, but I can go and get like another kiss from my grandma, which is something that is like really, really special. And so, and that photo is from Maui, so I'm very, very excited. But yeah, we were pumped. We have lots of plans for like Road to Hana, to go up in the middle of the night. We're going to try to get the permit so we can go up at like 3 a.m. to Haleakala to see the stars and then watch the sunrise. Keith and I actually went camping up there when we were there last time. There's so many things, so many things. I'm very excited and have been, the knowledge of this vacation has kept me going for like the last year. Oh, you did some natural dyeing with onion skins, avocado, and black bean? Oh, awesome! But yeah, that's part of the reason for the tropical photo. I don't know what kind of picture I'm going to pick in December yet. I haven't decided, and I think because December gets so hectic with Hanukkah and everything, I think I might do a combination December and January dye-along again. I know we just did a combo one, I think for August, September, but I think I might do that for December and January, and then I will fit in the dyeing live stream if I can, when I can, but conceivably it might happen in early January. I don't know. So we'll see, but that will give me a little bit more flexibility. Especially because I'm like, all right, we get home on the 12th. My birthday is on the 13th. My birthday's on the 13th, and then Hanukkah starts the 18th. So I have not yet edited a single Hanukkah video, but I've made good progress in editing most of the rest of the videos for this year. Except for like 4 or 5. But a lot of them, I've done a lot. I have some lab partner things to film still. And so, yeah, I'm trying to do as much as I can in advance before the trip, which, given that there's then Thanksgiving, I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to see how I'm doing. Oh my gosh. I do have a like goofy backup video that's not scheduled, so I can like pop that in if something happens. Okay, I still have to edit Black Friday's video. All right, currently I am done until I leave for Hawaii. So I need to finish the videos that'll take place while I'm in Hawaii. But then I have, during Hanukkah, a lot of those like daily videos. Oh, I'm so glad you had good results with the natural dyeing. Yeah, so we did, I don't know the name of the trail, but this was back in 2009. We did a hike where we started, not at the very top of Haleakala, but we started somewhere, and then we did a 1,000, it was 1,000 meter change in elevation? 1,000 feet? I'm blinking. It was going from the top, of the ridge, and we went down into the caldera, and then we actually set up a tent and hiked. And so the clouds came in, and our tent was at the cloud line, and it was the most amazing stars we've ever seen, because you look at the sky, you see beautiful stars, and there were stars in between the stars, and we saw so many shooting stars, and it was unbelievable. But this time, we don't want to pack all of our camping stuff. That might be challenging. So I don't know if we'll do that hike, but we'll explore. And so I'm so excited. We have a really cute print, an ink print. What are those called? Where someone cut it, and then we've got a really cute print of Haleakala stars on our wall somewhere. which, to be honest, we probably would want to get a larger or nicer piece. My husband's going to be like, why is this off the wall? I have no idea if this is on camera. Nope, not quite. I don't want to spill dye on it. Does that work? There we go. A brief look. But yeah, it's something that means a lot to us. Hello! Hello, Clara. Okay, let's take a peek in here. The main reason what our timer was going for, and again, we did not need to soak up the pink, but I thought, ooh, we've had some, I'm glad I set this pot here because we've had some liquid transfer. We've had some, okay, that's not hot. We've had some wicking happen. From our little blank. Let's see how we did. That's pretty good. All right, we are gonna do, I need a new pair of gloves. Whenever a glove fills with water, I have it set aside so it'll dry and then I can use it another day. I try to reuse gloves as long as I can. Lino printing. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know exactly what kind of print it was, but I feel like we purchased that maybe at like, I don't know, the visitor center or something. Like that was just still to this day, I feel like one of our most amazing experiences. And this like, I didn't do a ton of travel growing up. Like mostly we would go and visit like grandparents somewhere and that was the bulk of it. But yeah, we're hoping to do more, especially now. Okay, I've got 15 milliliters of the deep magenta this time because this time I'm not going to try to soak it all up. We're going to leave a little in here to make the orange that we want to use next. But I am going to stir this up. You have so much yarn coming from the Nitpicks sale. Same, and I haven't even bought everything I planned to. You can't wait to dye it? Oh, awesome. Thank you. It's so funny with the big sale because like, so in previous years, one of my favorite things to do before the big sale was to make predictions and like hopes of what is coming. This year, I know a little bit what's coming. And so I was like, okay, I can't make predictions because like that's not fair and I can't share the stuff that I've been told. So instead, I was like, well, we can look at last year's, but I'm sad. I forgot there were freebies the 1 week. I forgot it was just 1 week, and I forgot to do it. And so I missed out on like the free chart keeper and stuff. And so I'm a little disappointed because I wanted that. But we're going to dip dye this blank too and trying to do some good movement and wiggling. It's okay if the colors are not even. These are double-stranded stock blanks, which means that when they are unraveled, you'll get two identical 50-gram balls of yarn, or two matched, I should say, maybe not identical. And so the two blanks may not be that similar to one another, but in itself, there will be consistency. So if we get some like nice resist from where it's curled, that doesn't really matter that much. And I'm going to let this pink go fairly far down. And I think I'm just going to let it do a tiny bit more. And then we're going to start playing with our orange, or going for a more orange color. Now, we have a lot of pink in here, and it's a primary color pink. But as we go to orange, what will happen is first we'll pass through a red. So, you've placed 2 Nitpicks orders already and plan to do more. Yes, I have also done just 2. The other one should be here this weekend. I'll try to do a big unboxing at some point. Okay, I'm going to remove 2 of the zip ties from our sparkle yarn. And I think I'm on camera. I should turn this so I can see. Yes, I'm on camera. But actually, I want to get a picture. How am I going to do this? Okay, maybe I'll bring over this. Oh no! I took both the zip ties off from the same skein. That was goofy. Okay. Not the end of the world though. Where did my phone go? Okay. Where is my phone? I had it. Here it is. I wish I could do, I've never done the like face to unlock thing. That might be handy, but I also want to kind of just show off how we dyed this first. So we did it like that. Okay. Sometimes I like to take some in-progress photos for the recap, so that way I can share that. Okay, so now we have them with, I'm trying to have it roughly as it was dyed. We've got our 2 skeins with that bright pink in the middle, a lighter color on one end, and a lighter color on the other end. I did think about doing a 3-way kind of dip, but that's not quite the way the gradient is. But the My Value Pack code was, the fact that that stacks with the big sale is incredible. Is incredible. Okay, how much color do we want? So last time I did 15 milliliters of pink, and then we dyed the yarn. So let's do, I don't know how much of the Brilliant Yellow I have. Okay, I've got about 23 milliliters of our yellow color. And I want to see where this brings us. Okay, I think we're in an orange realm. It's a little hard to say just because like there's not that much color given how much water there is, but I think we're pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, and let's dip dye. So I don't think here, because of the way I'm going, I don't think I'm going to capture that most yellow color. Ooh, maybe. Oh, maybe we will. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Oh, I am so excited. This has just been perfect. Oh my gosh, but I want enough of the color on. And again, it's going to make, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. I mean, I want the color like on this white part to get a little more intense. Oh, so yellow is the one color I might need to mix more of, but this is amazing. And okay, the water is not that hot. The hot plate is definitely on and is heating, but I think I keep adding cold yarn and liquid to it, so the water is not really that warm. If I need to, I can move this over to the stove a little bit more. But there are some, like where things were a little white, there's some more like almost yellowish orange notes. Oh, that's so pretty. All right, we've definitely absorbed most of the color, so I think I'm gonna remove this. that was so good. Oh my gosh. It's perfect. Like, I didn't know that it could be this perfect. I am thrilled. I am thrilled. Because I was like, okay, we can always add more yellow or more pink. This is fantastic. Where's the other blank? Or are both blanks in the same spot? They're both in the same spot. Okay. And of course, I don't think I'm going to be able to pay attention to which blank is which. Just a little FYI. Okay, let's add more color. More color to this. Let's do... Let's go for lucky. I'm gonna try to do both blanks at the same time this time. And we've got 23 milliliters of yellow. Now the problem is that last time the pink that we added was just there was a little bit of pink, but there was a lot of it had absorbed. So what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of pink in. And then we'll see if that was enough, if maybe we'll need more. Hopefully it wasn't too much. It might be too yellow, but that is okay. But now I'm coming over with my two blanks. Might be a little too yellow. So what I'm going to do, now that we've got a little bit of that yellow on, take it out briefly. Which, like, the yellow isn't bad. I just want it to be a little bit more orange. It was a very, very golden color. I just felt it needed a little bit more pink. Or I wish that I had dipped it more into the pink at the beginning, so then when we did the yellow, that gave us like a smaller section of the yellow. But that's great. Oh my gosh. Now I have two different ideas of what we might do with the sock blanks. Three, I suppose. One is to leave them as the beautiful gradients that they are. One involves getting some guar gum and then painting on a color as this is dripping. We'll leave that in. So that's another idea, and another idea is to do some like speckles on it. But I feel like I need to adjust the camera again. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to adjust you. Camera control, exposure. Okay, I think that's a little better. I would say right now on camera, that whole thing up to here is looking very orange. For me, this is more of like a bright red right there. Just as an FYI. Thank you. But yeah, I'm thinking, not that I'm the best artist, but I'm thinking doing that black tree. Okay, I think we're pretty good. And again, I'm planning on steam setting everything because we're not necessarily heating them long enough. But I'm enjoying the yarn as it is a gradient, just like on its own. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. Now this time, I'm going to bring this yarn map back over. Ooh, and maybe we'll like dip and leave it in, and we'll do like some purples on the other side if we need to. So it'll be kind of like an orange to purple colorway for that. That's pretty, but this is gorgeous, like on its own without going into some of the purple. Oh my gosh. Because yeah, we've got purples in the photo. We've done the like one side and are going into the other. And I'm loving, guys. So when I picked this, because I wanted something tropical, I loved the vibrancy in this photo. I did not, I promise, do this because I'm like, oh, these are the colors I have dye stocks already. I have my bin of like acid dyes down here in case I need more color. I'm gonna get another, that one is in use. That one, these things are mostly dry. Problem is I have all my bins and they're all full of like drying yarn. Or not drying yarn, drying tools. I'm gonna bring over another one of these, which I use until they get holes in them. And then at that point, once they get a hole in them, then I recycle them. So the next we'll be doing the purple. I feel like electric violet is the perfect color. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Because I need to soak up the orange, I'm gonna send you on a brief commercial break, but I will be right back. Because I need to soak up the orange, I'm going to send you on a brief commercial break, but I will be right back. Hello, I'm back. You like orange and purple, or really any complementary color combination? Because wait, where would orange and, yeah. Orange and purple isn't something I do a lot, but with the yarn mops I make it up as it goes. I just peeked in. There's still a reasonable amount of orange in there. Not enough to like mess up this like purple that we're going for at the other end, but enough that it might make it a hair less bright, and I want to lean into this bright. I am loving this combination and this gradient, and I'm a little sad that I'm not writing anything down, but I'm also loving going by feel and just what I know of these primary colors. I'm feeling so much more comfortable mixing my own custom colors now. And in fact, we could mix the purple with Caribbean blue and the pink. The reason why that is not my plan, and I forgot that I don't have autofocus on, so I should try to make sure I'm sitting in the right spot. Do I set a timer? I did not. I did not set a timer. I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, I could mix my own purple with the Caribbean blue and the deep magenta. Like, this is a color we can absolutely get from mixing those two. But since I have a stock solution of electric violet, I want to use that because the color, I don't want it to get too blue. I feel like the most pure color on there is that electric violet. So going for that, I think, is a good thing. Hi. like clockwork. Hi. Did you wake up because you knew mommy sat down? This is so funny because you were in the other room. He's burying his head into my lap. Hi, Indy Ponce. I know. Ooh, what's in your eye? Wait, Indy, steady. Indy, steady. There's like, oh no, I think that's just something like a bump on his eyelid. Well, okay, why don't you go, I know, why don't you go do something? I love orange and purple. I'm gonna wash my hands because I was touching your eye and that just felt, ooh, I love this. So I would say that the blanks have less of the golden yellow in them. The yarn has a little bit more of the golden yellow that is sort of like just around the trees. Now, I could have folded things in a way to get, I don't know, a little bit more of like a halo around it. We're going more like full-on gradient style, but I need to remind myself, the purpose is not to try to recreate the image on the yarn. It's to be inspired by the image and translate that into yarn. As I'm like, ooh, I mean, I probably could, like on a Speckling, you probably could paint something a little bit like that. If you did the like trees first, and believe me, when I try to paint a palm tree silhouette on the Speckling, it's not gonna look like that. I wish I had a palm tree stencil or something, which I don't. So it may not look very good whenever I try. I will try. I don't think I've ever drawn a palm tree before, so I'll try. Again, I'm gonna do an attempt, I think. But you could do that, set it first, and then paint this like gradient around it. That would be really fun. That's not what I'm gonna do. But now that I'm sitting here, please make sure you're subscribed, give the stream a thumbs up, and make sure your notifications are on so you never miss a stream. We have unboxings coming up this month. Conceivably, if I'm going to paint the palm trees, which I really think I want to try, I might do that as a second live stream. Although I'm realizing there's like a week left before Thanksgiving, so we'll see how things go. But with the hot plate on the table and the fact that I didn't set up the guarcum already, I don't know. I'm not going to be doing that painting today. What we might do is some deep colored speckling on the glimmer yarn to sort of like evoke the feeling of the palm trees, and I might do that on one of the blanks. I'm a little undecided though. So that I could do today, but I'm not going to be like doing artistic painting with a paintbrush today. That would be another time, but that's why I'm doing 2 blanks, just in case. What was I saying? But yeah, I'm like, oh no, it's a week until I go to my parents, and then like a week, and then I leave. Heavy speckles in one section. Ooh, that would be fun. You normally don't like orange or yellow except in autumn or sunset color schemes like this. Oh, thank you. He's mostly a sweet boy. He's also a barky little curmudgeon, which I say very affectionately. What else did I want to tell you? I forgot to set the timer. But we can check in. I know I didn't remove the face cam. But what's funny is like we're definitely, oh gosh, this one is leaking. Okay, I gotta do some cleanup. Yeah, the water was just pouring out of the blank. This is wild. How much water is over here? Okay, not much. Thankfully, that wasn't that bad, but like, now the question is, does this have a hole in it? Yes. Okay, so as I reuse these pans, sometimes they fold in areas and then they end up with little holes. Also, the like aluminum foil does not like acid, so that can also degrade it over time. I could probably get some like mini steam pans that are stainless steel, but I don't know, I like having this stack. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, we are getting close. Now I have it in a container that can collect any liquid and be fine. Oh goodness. The problem, so I think, yeah, when I'm trying to think about how to do this, okay, I think that with the way I like the idea of, because like I never want things to feel like super unbalanced. And so I worry about that because I'm like, okay, if I only did speckles on like the orange section of the blank, then that might feel odd. But I guess if I took the blank, so the blank is my arm and wide. If I did speckles along like one side of it and then the other didn't, then it would be sort of, it would be a little bit regular in the repeat. Or I could do it just down the center or something because that would have the same kind of effect. Interesting. I'm liking that idea, and I don't think I've done it something like that. As I'm like sitting here trying to think, I don't think I have. But yeah, and certainly I can move the hot plate. Oh good, it is steaming, which is a good sign. There's still some yellows in there. I'm debating, do I have any other yarn? Nope, that's all dyed. That's all dyed. Where do I have around here? Oh, you're a fun one, but not one I want to use today. You're also a fun one, but not what I want to use today. Sometimes I have like a stash of bare yarn down here, but oh my gosh, this is just dripping so much. But the funniest part, because we've wondered about like color wicking up, the funniest part about the color that's wicking into the pan is that that's completely clear. Okay, we are clearing. I was wondering if I needed other yarn. Oh right, I stood up to set a timer. Okay. I feel like it's probably pretty good. I do want it to get a little bit hotter. I'm debating. No, I think we might call this one. Now I'm mostly just seeing the color of my stained pot. Okay, you can live there. Okay, we'll do the blanks second. And so we're in a situation where we may end up wanting to add more pink to the purple side, but we can edit that as we go, just like we've done all along so far today. Taking a picture. Okay. Is that on screen? Not quite, but there is someone I need to wipe up. The deep magenta bottle. Leaves a little present everywhere. Okay, I think we're on screen now. Yes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the zip ties I'm going to move it all the way down to the other side. And we're going to do that here as well. And so now we can add our purple onto this lightest section. Momentarily. I'm going to rinse out the graduated cylinder. And I'm just sitting here thinking. I have not yet set up any kind of steamer basket, but the plan is obviously to do that. Probably after the purple, I'll want to steam it before we do any kind of other color on it, because what I don't want is when I put the yarn into like an immersion pan, we don't want it to immediately bleed, which in theory could still happen even if it's been set a little bit better, but yeah, we'll see. When you did the black bean dye, you got different tints of blue. Was the only difference was the pans. Black beans do have blues. One thing that makes a difference is how much of the protein and sludge you get in there. Aluminum pans and iron pans will both act as modifiers, mordants. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if there's enough. It could conceivably shift the color, maybe. All right, let's do... Now here's the thing I don't know. I know about magenta and yellow, like how much I need of one versus the other. The electric violet, I don't have that same feeling. So I think I'm going to start with just 10 milliliters of the 1% stock of electric violet. And then we can add more dye if that's what I'm wanting. Because again, we can always add more dye in here, make anything more vibrant. But if I start off with too much color and the color is immediately too dark, then there's nothing I can really do. You know, that's it. Okay, I do have the stool, but I'm not going to use it. We are going to, oh. I dip in and it's like, hello, lavender. But I imagine the color will build up. It's also possible this is a color that does not strike as fast. Let's add more acid for the first time. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to want more. But I'm going to take advantage of this like hint of it while we have it in case I go a bit too big. That is very, very pretty, but I definitely want it to intensify. So we're going to do 20 milliliters. And I'll have to remember that we have more acid in here now, so things might go a little bit faster. It is a fairly large volume of water, which does help slow things down. But this is what I meant by like going by feel, because we're adding, oh yes, I do want it to build up more, and I'm trying to use restraint to not dip it in and lose too much of the pink, because a lot of our pinks are feeling more red because of the orange. But this is so good. I'm wanting the step stool though. Holding my arms up over my head can be challenging. If I had like a proper studio, then I would have a camera so you could like see my whole body. That would be so funny. Do I want it to be even deeper? a little higher. I don't know. Maybe. I'm feeling like, I mean, it's so close. But I feel like I want a little more, actually. Hey, Itty. Thank you. Oi. Time for those barking emojis in the chat. Let's see. We'll do like approximately another 10 milliliters. What I will say about my impressions with the electric violet so far, I would say that it is not as intense as, say, the deep magenta. Gram for gram. At least that's the way it's feeling to me. You want some socks like this? And you heard the garbage truck. That's what's out there right now. I'm trying to remember. There may have been a lily that I did in a colorway similar to this one's. I'm trying to do just this end. It's like the purple will get a little bit lighter before it goes into the pinks. But we'll give it a little bit more. I'm very focused over here. That's pretty darn good. I'm gonna leave just the like little bits of a tip in. And I think I want to set up a steamer basket. There's the pot. Where is your insert? Oh, in here. Fine. Now, the big question that I have right now is, the problem is I'm loving this so much, I don't really want to speckle on it. Oh, you're the wrong insert. You are the small one, not the big one. And I'll need to find a lid. I don't know where the lid is. Okay, I'm going to remove this. This is gorgeous. I'm going to grab a picture of it before I forget. And then we're going to steam set it for, maybe I'll do 30 minutes. But we have to think about the kind of speckles I want to add to this. I will say I'm loving the sparkle. You guys, I don't know if I want to add speckles on it. That was the plan, but I like it. Oh no. Maybe we'll do speckles on one of the blanks and leave this yarn as it is because I love it. I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes, or almost 30 minutes. Okay. So I plan to add a deep color to one of the blanks, and I plan to try to do that even today. We have the pan there, and I could do that shortly. The question is, though, I'm going to set up a poll. Start a poll. Should I speckle All right, I'm gonna add four categories. So should I speckle on the sparkle yarn? No, just on a sock blank. No, speckle nothing. Yes, only speckle the sparkle, or yes, speckle everything. So my plan with the blanks, and I think what I would do if it's just me, is I would not speckle on the sparkle yarn. I think it's stunning, and I think that I will regret speckling on it, which is not something I say often, but I don't think that's going to enhance it as a yarn. I think it is stunning as it is, and the speckles will distract from it. Now, the sock blanks, which have, like, it's more like it's a gradient, so there's larger sections of color. I think the speckles will add a little bit of fun to it. So I'm going to speckle, I'm planning to speckle one of the blanks no matter what. The second blank I'm going to save because I kind of want to paint onto it. I just don't know when. I don't know when that would happen. And so, yeah. You have foster kittens that like to suckle blankets. Wait, did I do suckle? Okay, I don't think I did. But so, like, the reason why I'm not going to do the guar gum right now, which conceivably I could do later this afternoon, is that when I'm dissolving the guar gum in water to make that thickened solution, I like to do that using my magic bullet to just like really blend things together really quickly, and it does a really great job. But what I always do whenever I'm setting up the guar gum mixture is when I have my kitchen in kitchen mode, I do that because the guar gum is food safe and is stored in a food safe place. I set that up, add it to a container that will become a ChemKnits container, and then set up the kitchen for dyeing yarn and use it. So this way, this is how I use a kitchen tool without contaminating it with any kind of dye or anything like that. And so that's how I manage that. But, oh, Judy, okay, you did it, not me. I was like, uh-oh, what did I do? And so that was what I would need to do before this. And even though I was thinking about wanting to do this, I didn't know how quickly things would go. And so, yeah, but we'll start dyeing the purple onto our blanks in a moment. But I think that doing some speckles on the blank will not hurt what's going on. And I have a fun way that I think we can set it up, although things stretch out pretty well in the pan as it is. I have a fun way that we'll set it up. But, I mean, part of me wants to do the speckles on two blanks, because I know people might want me to unravel it, but I don't like unraveling blanks all the time unless someone asks for it and buys it, so that's just me. But I'll leave the poll up a little longer. It does look like you guys are leaning into my gut feeling, so yay. But I like to ask sometimes, I think that there was, and I feel like it was a very similar type of colorway. I think I ended up liking the speckles on the Lily one that I did, but I was like unsure, and I also loved it before the speckles, and so yeah, I think that that's just always a way to that I feel. All right, I am going to get ready to do some dip dyeing, and I'm going to leave the poll there. But the reason why I feel like the speckles will be less distracting on the blanks is because the blanks are less variegated. Like, as they are right now, there's only maybe one or two colors in each of the sections. And so the speckles will add a little bit of fun and something that ties the whole thing together a little bit. But then the next question will be, what color do we use for the speckles? I have some deep blues. I could get black, but I don't know. I feel like I wanted to do something that isn't black. But you guys can help me decide once we get to that. I think I'm going to grab 20 milliliters approximately of the electric violet. We're going to rinse. And stir. Get that off the side. Okay. And I'm going to get ready to stand up. You're obsessed with the speckles on blanks, though, because of the resist you see later. Well, but we may, and I haven't checked, we may get speckles on, yeah, there's going to be some speckling on here already just from the resist of the blanks. For sure. Maybe not everywhere, but certainly in the orange, I see that there. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're just going to go for it. Nope, I'm not going to be able to put that down. These are really closing up. It's so funny. Okay, how am I going to do this? Hold that over my arm, okay. Like this purple is just slower to go on, but again, because of where my plug is, we are on the smaller of the two burners here on the hot plate. And so we're getting purple. Oh dear. But I'm going to want to kick up the volume a bit. Even if we then don't end up using all of it. Okay. What I'm going to do first is squeeze out the other end because that was making me very messy. Okay, we are close, but I need that purple to feel a little bit deeper. The pot is definitely warm, but it is, I think, struggling to keep up with me here today. But blanks also absorb color a little bit slower than some of their counterparts. And one reason for that, here we go. One reason that they absorb color a little bit slower is that there's less surface area. And then especially when things roll up, oh dear, like they are, we're getting pretty close to what I want. I'm going to remove this briefly. We may go back in, but I'm going to bring over the yarn mop, which is half orange right now. And we are going to add this in. As a way to start sucking up some of this color. And I'm going to have a pan for the end to go into, so that way it won't just like wick all the way down. Oh dear. But then we can come in with our blanks and go a little bit more onto the pink. But I think that that's pretty good. I'm going to need my tongs. Yeah, so there's a chance that the actual palm tree may not happen as part of the dye-along. It may have to be something that happens later on. I don't know. But here are, is the camera like jumping a bit? Let me see. Oh no, that feels okay. But here is our gradient. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna let that cool. The blank that we're gonna speckle on, I'm not going to steam set yet. But we are gonna steam set the blank that I eventually plan to do whatever it is I'm gonna do on. And okay, we've got this purple sitting in here, yarn, to also help soak up this color. Oh my gosh, there's like, I dip it in and there's like nothing on the yarn. That's so funny because it looks like there's so much color there. So it's like, oh, let's make like a little bit of a lavender sparkle. Which like, there's gonna be next to no color on here. That is so funny. Oh no, that was me. That was my fault. Okay, well, I'm gonna remove our yarn mop, like the dip dyed one, the half orange, half purple one. I'll remove you. And then we have a tiny bit of purple in here, and honestly, I want to put a little bit more purple in that, so let's do like 10 milliliters. Where are my tongs? I mean, this is super pretty as a lavender, but I want some more. It's still going to be light. 10 milliliters is just 0.1 grams of dye. And I'm going to rinse this out. Wipe that up. And I don't think I stirred it very much, but that's okay. I am going to shift the zip. Oh, I dropped the pan. I shifted the zip tie from where it had gone in originally, so that way it'll just feel maybe a little bit less zip tie and maybe a little bit more like a pastel purple tonal. But we will end up heating this for 30 minutes. That will happen soon, but I will eventually transfer this onto the stove. But I think I need to just set up the dye bath over there first. Ooh. I don't have a yarn mop for my speckles. What am I going to do? I could use this, but I'm kind of committed to this like soft sparkle. Oh! I could yarn mop onto here with the gloves when I speckle and have some like deep patches of color on here. That actually would be pretty fun. This is fun as it is, but it would add like something else to it and would allow me to keep this lovely purple tonal. All right, so what I think I'm going to do now is turn off the hot plate. Okay, there's 13 minutes on the timer. I'm going to, this is super pretty. There's 15 minutes on the timer. I am going to take this over to the stove and start heating it up. And we are going to wipe this down. I mean, that is quite warm. And I need to think because I don't want the pan to get too hot too fast. So I think what I'm going to do is put a cup of water in the pan so that way there's something to help absorb a little bit of the heat. And we'll think about, and I'm going to unplug the hot plate for now, and we'll think about what and how much color we need. Maybe I'll add a second cup. Oh, and I can finish this first pull. Okay, so we're going to have 2 cups of water in there. And I may as well just come over here, but I can make this guy smaller. Okay, no, just a soft blank. Okay, now I'll need to do another pull. What color? Let me see what colors I have. I don't know if I brought the black down, but I can find it. All right, the new poll is asking what colors should I speckle for the blank? Black, blue steel, or indigo blue? Now, from the inspiration photo, it should be black. I'm pretty sure if I were to open this back up in like Canva, like that should be black because like it's a silhouette. It is just, there's no light there. That's just what it is, right? But color-wise, do we want black or do we want like a blue to go in with the colors? And so therefore that's why I'm asking all of you, because it really could go either way. Good morning, Gretchen. Your lab brought home some baby turtles once? Oh, oh, you're talking about dogs rescuing animals. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. But yeah, I'm seriously debating. Oh, I'm gonna have to go turn down the steamer basket. I'm definitely debating if I should go up and get the black or if I want to do a blue. I'm wondering, I want to zoom in on the water. Nope. And that might be black too. Oh, interesting. The poll is pretty even right now. Blue steel slightly winning. Because sometimes I think it's good to take your inspiration from a photo, but when pulling the colors together, you want to pick a color that like evokes the feeling, but maybe something that you think will work with what you have going on a little bit better versus feeling super harsh. So that's what I'm considering. And oh, right. As I'm looking at this and trying to figure out like, am I blurry or not? Can I make that bigger? Yes. Okay, that's pretty good. As I'm trying to figure out if I am blurry right now, my eyes, before the last one, I was like, I need to get my eye checked. Basically, I have one eye that's great. It's my dominant eye that's like perfect, like, I think, what, 2015? Whichever way is the good, like, I see at 20 feet, if that eye, what other people see at 15. So one eye is good. The other eye is like a little bit worse, and so a little bit blurry. And it's been throwing me off. And so I probably, in the new year, I'm going to wait till the new year to do this. I need to get glasses, or conceivably I might just try to get a contact for the eye that needs a little bit more help. And so, but I'm fine. It's just probably I'm approaching 40, so that's probably what's happening. But I'm not 40 yet. Not this year. I'm 38 still. Yes, I'm 38 still. You love fluid steel, but the silhouette is so stark. Yes, I'm wondering, like, with the speckles, depends on how much bleed around the speckles there are. And so that's what I don't know, because the speckles could be so dark. That's why I'm debating. No. I'm on the blank. My plan is to. Do I have a piece of paper? Okay, I have a picture frame. Okay, if this is our blank, my plan is to do just speckles like here, and then maybe have them get a little bit lighter towards the center. So I might just do speckles in like one strip, but then leave the rest of the blank without it. It would then end up being a little bit more repeating or pooling where those speckled sections come out, but I think that's the way I'm going to do it. The plan is on a second blank to potentially try to paint like some kind of silhouette of palm trees or something, but not today because I'm not set up to do that. That's my tentative plan. I was just looking at the water because I was like, oh, if it's a blue there, then I would feel more justified. You'd do some citric acid to try to keep the speckles sharp. Okay. I could do a little black and the rest blue. 40s aren't so bad. Yeah, I just, have some more creaks in my joints. No, my vision is getting a little blurry. But yeah, so that's my general plan. But yes, I could bring a little bit of blue. I don't know how the blued steel, like it did turn brown on me once, but I don't think I'd hate that either. So I just kind of wanted to play with something that I don't play with as much, which is why I was like, oh, maybe I should do a blue. But again, I was like, I could do navy, but I do navy all the time. So I was like, I should do something not navy, but it's still a similar color. But yeah, maybe I'll mix it with some citric acid to try to keep things sharper versus like clumpier to give me a little bit more control. So we will see, but yeah, I'm like so curious to see what y'all think. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on as I'm like waiting. Okay, I need to go turn this down. Okay, because I was getting a little exuberant. I'm loving our light purple sparkle. It's looking great. You're in your 50s. You keep forgetting that. No, age is just a number. Although, I told Keith, I'm like, I want to party when I turn 40. So, I think my mom's in on it too. And like, I don't really like surprises or anything, but yeah. I would be, if I walked into a surprise party when I wasn't expecting it, I would probably like burst into tears. I like surprises, but I need like notice of things. I think there was one year that like my friends were all, this was before Zoom. Oh, we were going to do a Google Hangout. And I was like in such a bad mood that I like didn't want to talk to anyone. What year was that? Maybe that was 31 or something. And so it felt bad. So they filmed like a birthday thing for me. You'd be afraid blued steel would look muddy against the existing colors, but maybe not. How do we, you know what we can do? I'm going to end the poll. Nope. Nope. Over here. All right. Does blued steel break? Maybe. It's risky. It's a riskier choice for sure. All right. Here's what I think I'm going to do. We are going to get, the blued steel won the poll. We're going to get that, put a little bit on our yarn mop to see how I'm feeling about it. And then depending on how that looks, and the yarn mop, the colors aren't as bright as what we have on our blanks. But depending on how it looks on the yarn mop, then we'll decide, okay, blued steel maybe isn't the right choice. and then I should go get the black, or we'll carry on with the blue steel. But so we'll do that trial. Okay, so see, our blank up there is way more orange and purple, but also not as bright as everything else. So we'll see how I feel about the blue steel on top of the orange and on top of the purple. Because I may be forgetting what it looks like when I pulled it. I need my respirator mask, safety glasses, and I've got my gloves there. Okay, I am going to be more muffled because I have the respirator on. And if you were my phone, you'd be right next to the stove. That's a very smart spot for it. I'm going to take a picture before. Blued steel. Put on oh, there's so cute little bubbles there. Put on my gloves, add a little bit of speckle, and then also you know, I think that this will work as long as it doesn't end up turning brown on me. On the orange especially, it's looking quite black. I think with guar gum, because it maybe would be a little less saturated, I'd want to use a true black. But, okay. It's about to be the 30 minutes done there. The other thing needed 18 minutes. But I'm sort of waiting to peek in on what the speckles are doing. I think I might like this fine. It looks very black on top of the orange, and it looks more blue and a little bit softer on the purple. I'll see if I can get these pictures to, oh, my phone needs charge. Hold up. I need to remove those. Okay, what I should do is rinse this to make sure there's no dye in it. Now I'm going to remove our sparkle yarn from the steamer basket, and for all it could look wonderful with some of the deep color, I'm really, really glad that I'm going to keep it as it is. I think that it is a stunning, stunning gradient, and the sparkle doesn't give any of the darkness exactly, but oh no. But brings something. Okay, so I'm going to need to remember that the blank needs another 15 minutes, but I accidentally I guess maybe I will be unraveling this blank because I accidentally unraveled part of it. So that happened. But I did want to give this a little more time to see what I see with breaking. I think that the blued steel is going to be totally fine. Did I take a... Oh, I wanted to see if I could get the pictures for you. Photos. Ready, back up. View. Upload it now. Don't wait until I have more battery. So that I can show you all. Oh, interesting. Okay, the water is definitely like warm. It is not hot yet. I'm going to bring over our blank, and I'm going to try to leave the little bit of yarn that I accidentally unraveled out of the pan. Maybe I'll bring it back in. This is so pretty, but the area I'm going to speckle on. So the question is, we could speckle down the middle, or we could speckle just at one edge. And both are completely valid choices. And I think what I might do, I think we might do the edge. And I'm going to kind of set it up like that so that we kind of try to avoid getting color there. And then maybe if anything falls out there, we get a little bit of something. Let's do, and you know, I'm considering not doing citric acid speckles. Oh, that was a lot of vinegar. I started pouring vinegar into my cup, which, I mean, I'm not mad at that. Let's see. Let's do 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, but I'm going to fill this up with water. So just 1 cup of liquid with 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. I want to make sure things are all wet enough. Okay, I've got more of this liquid should I need it. I'm going to plug this in and turn on both sides of the hot plate, and we're going to keep an eye on this. I'm considering speckling without using citric acid. And my rationale for that is that because we've got resist from the stitches ourselves, we will, even if we had a little too much, we'll still probably get some good speckly stuff. But then I'm going to try to stay like in this region. We'll see how much we do. We can always move it a little bit more. But we're going to need to wait for it to heat up. This is so pretty. The sunset gradient is incredible. Thank you. I am so proud of it. We used just 3 colors to create this gradient. We used electric violet, brilliant yellow, and deep magenta. Yeah, yarn up to the rescue. The one thing that's happened to me with blued steel that's been a surprise is I've seen like some surprise brown once when I used it, but that was maybe like some breaking or something. I'm a little unsure about what happened there. But yeah, I'm glad our sparkle is just going to stay like this. I think some speckles on here could be pretty, but like I'm not good at only adding speckles to like one section. And then if I do, like if we add darkness here and it's spread and made the color less vibrant, then I'd want to do it more all over and we would lose some of this gorgeous gradient. And so that's me overthinking. But it's the problem with like, you have a vision and you want to go for a photo, but sometimes you like where you are enough that you want to just stop. And so as you're developing colorways, and maybe if this weren't a live stream, or I mean even with. What I could have done is then dyed 2 more skeins that sunset gradient and speckled on some and not others. And so sometimes that's why I do things like that, because I love where something is enough on its own that I just stop there. Thank you, Angie. Thank you. I did not film any time-lapse stuff today. Sometimes I do like TikToks. What's funny is that because it's all on one side, it's wanting to tip, which honestly, just checking to see where we are temp-wise, that's not a bad thing if the water then mostly moves down there. We just don't want things to burn. So I'm going to keep an eye on it as we heat up. What? Right, I needed to write down. Oh, I did write it down. I was like, I need to post some TikToks, which really are just time lapses. So, okay, as we wait, and you know what I really should do? I should cover this as we're heating it up. You can get lids for these pans, but I'll just use a piece of tin foil. Okay. One thing I want to do so we've talked about like shorts and how like people on here get the same notifications as shorts as like something else. Like I should pull this up. Where's my thing? Okay. Okay, so we're going to go to okay, so this is my YouTube channel, ChemKnits Tutorials. And I don't remember if it was named something different in the past, but this is the channel where you are, where you're watching. When I realized, because I think the username was ChemKnits blog, and I was able to get like youtube.com/ChemKnits tutorials. But I realized like, oh, I didn't want to name this just ChemKnits because that was the blog at the time, and I wanted things to be succinct. I probably could still rename this at one point, but a little bit I'll go over in just a sec. But I made a boo-boo, and I parked the name just ChemKnits as a YouTube channel. So that exists. I own that. That's me. It just sends you to Dive Out Weekly and my official channel. So that's not something that I'm saying, oh, go follow that or anything, but I might put shorts there. And if I do, and you're like, I'm only mentioning this, the only reason why I'm mentioning this at all is because if I do start posting shorts on that channel, I don't want someone to think that someone's stealing my TikToks and Reels and uploading them. It would be me. But I might do that just so that way it's like brand advertising. And I would still post the occasional short of something like an announcement or something I thought was useful here on YouTube. Did I even post? Oh, I don't want to do that on there. Filter. No. Oh, I've only posted 2 shorts ever. Fine. I may even post a short about the I may post the ChemKnits Hanukkah one as just like a little update. So I'll go over there. But yeah, I might do that because it's something that I have that exists, and I regret now not using that as the channel. Okay. And I think we've got like plenty of water in here. but I might let the water go to the other side a little bit. We will see, but I'm gonna get suited up. Put this back on. But it's like also on Twitter, which I'm not gonna get, I don't use Twitter much, but the Twitter account I use the most is the @ChemKnits blog. I also have the @ChemKnits username, and it just says, go to this other channel. Okay. The My Value Pack code does work on minis. I have not yet updated the blog posts to talk about everything the My Value Pack codes work on. Okay, I'm going to reduce the heat. But again, as we speckle, I am going to focus on this area right here. And we'll see how this goes. We are very steamy. I'm trying to be so light that like there's not much coming out. And it's so steamy that it's a little hard to see too. This is the one downside of the electric hot plate. I've turned the heat off for now. But it is so steamy that I can't see . Okay, we are getting a little bit of some spread. But I think that is where I'm going to be leaving it. But we will have to see in a moment. One thing I do want to do a little bit quickly is just wipe up a little bit of pigment that I saw go down there. I feel like I maybe added a lot down there on the purple. Where is my phone? No, I can't find my phone. I want to get a photo. Oh, I found it. Okay, here. I added more water there. Things are angled such that, like, it's angled so that way the water is pooling down there a bit. And I turned off the hot plate. Shoot. I kind of wanted to have this set so that way it wouldn't be directly on top of the speckles, but we will see. And I think in a moment, oh, okay, so that's about to go. The timer, let's set a timer for 5 minutes. And then I'll remove this and we'll move the blank a little bit so that way we can maybe add some more speckles onto it. Let's see. No, single take is the worst. I'm sure that there's a way that some people might like it, but I hate it. Sometimes I'm like, no, I just want to take the picture that I want to take the way I want to take it. It's very steamy. Yeah, so the My Value Pack and that code And this was something I said that at a downtime I'd chat about. And oh, I have this pulled up. Okay, so Nitpicks has, which goes until the end of the year, 12/31, this build your own value pack code. And so if you add 10 or more skeins from one of the featured yarn lines to your cart, use the code MyValuePack and you'll save 20% off your personalized value pack, which is great. But the yarn bases that are listed under the promo include just a select base. And I can even go here, sale, build your own value pack. This does not feature the bare yarn. We have wool of the Andes, tweed and worsted, so all the wool of the Andes line, and wool of the Andes superwash, and palette, and a few others. But if you go to one of the bare yarn minis in Twill, you know what? This one doesn't say. Some of the minis I thought said. Okay, it doesn't say on here about build your own value pack. But some of the, oh goodness. On here, but hold on. I'm going to drop in my affiliate link, which is in the video description, the Nitpicks affiliate link. There's not a lot of bare yarn on We Crochet anymore, which is unfortunate. Okay, but if we do Andy and Treasure, so this is a random one. Save 20% off when you add 10 or more skeins of this yarn to your cart with my value pack. If we go to, let's do Andy's Del Campo. What's another one? Let's do Eco Superwash. My value pack is listed here. And my value pack is listed here. And so these are not bases that were on the my value pack page. And so this code, you can only ever use one code with Nitpicks at checkout. The My Value Pack code stacks with the big sale. So stock links are, what are stock links? 30% off? I think I listed a bunch of things. Yeah, the stock links are 30% off. You get an additional 20% off if you buy 10. That's great. Because, let me do a little math. If we did 0.7 times 0.8, that would be a 44% discount overall on the stock links, which is a great, great discount. And so it works on, I think that there was one that it did not appear to work on. Let's start by newest. Comfy. So it did not mention it on the Comfy Worsted. It mentioned it on High Desert. Let me try. And I'm making sure because I don't want to accidentally dox myself. Okay, you're still on the High Desert. I successfully moved this. I'm going to try the Comfy Worsted and see if it works. Okay, so the Comfy Worsted, my value pack does not work on that one. But it works on a lot of the others. And maybe the Comfy Worsted is a newer yarn base. I don't know. So it's not every single bare yarn base. And I haven't tried High Desert not bare yarn to see if it works on that or not. But it works on more than what is listed down there. And a lot of the bare yarn actually advertises it. And so the thing about this that's really nice is that they removed the bulk 20 packs of bare yarn from the Nitpicks website because they created their wholesale website. But 20% off of 10 is better than 15% off of 20. And so that's really, really good. All right. Oh, we're going to go check in here. I'm not buying anything yet else today. There are some random bases, and I'm waiting to see if there's anything else. I did buy some yarn in the 135 day. I can't resist. Okay, I'm not seeing any dye on the tin foil, but I'm going to rinse it. just in case. And what I want to do, 5 minutes likely is not enough time for things to strike. But what I would like to do is just move and see, like, do I want any more dye there? I may want some dye in there. Okay, that's pretty good. What about maybe that little spot? That's pretty good. That's a bigger splotch. Maybe in there. That's got a lot of color, but it's okay if it's less speckly. So I think there's just like a couple more little areas where I would like to add a little bit of some speckling. So I'm going to suit back up. Yes, buy it all. I mean, if you use my affiliate link, then I get a commission, which is nice. But when I buy yarn from there, Nitpicks has sent me 3 things once. Let me move this mop. When they first came out with like a subscription kit, I asked if they would send me one to unbox, and they gave me a free one then. But otherwise, I buy everything. Is there one other spot? You know, maybe a little bit on some of these edges. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, and so now the heat in here is still off, but it's an electric hot plate, so things are hot for a while. Things do feel nice and wet though. I'm adding a little bit of water down there, and once again I am going to cover things and make like, I'm going to make a little tent here. And maybe I'll turn the heat on a little low. No, like low. So we can get nice and steamy again. And this time I'm going to give it 10 minutes. And then we'll add more water probably. Okay, and so it was our pastel that finished up. Let me, if I were tongs, we'll check in on her. Oh, the zip tie, okay, is like hidden. Oh no, we don't want to make a tangle, but that is good. I've already turned off that heat. I feel like the 10 minutes, then that'll be enough time for that other stock blank, at which point then I can go and steam set our yarn mop. So we made good time. It's funny, I think the speckles on here are cute. I like the original, so I'm a little bit torn. But I see some comments. Okay. But that this little strip of color peeking out there is so pretty. So pretty. Okay, let's see. Your partner always says you have enough yarn, but the other day he said it's because he's having a hard time and he's actually glad I have a happy hobby and you get as much as you want. Oh, that's so great. Probably not the best time to splurge. So I'll just get one more box. Yeah. But actually, I mean, I'm promoting the big sale, and I mean, mainly because it's one of my favorite, I'm like, okay, I wanted to make a TikTok of with it's the most wonderful time of year, but I'm like, they're not actually sponsoring me, and so like, but I'm excited to shop, but then I never did. And the big sale ends on the 21st, so I feel like it's near the end. But I mean, I love and I enjoy it. But the real thing I should be promoting, because I have a lot of them left, is the ChemKnits Hanukkah yarn sampler. I do have a fun little idea. I mean, of something that may come up on Black Friday. But these are ready to ship. You definitely want to order them by the end of November so they can arrive in time. Here are some pictures of boxes from previous years. This year's packaging is different, and I've had some really good responses from it. I'm really excited. Here was another example, and another example. Oh, the flame tags were fun, but hard to work with. Oh no, you did butt the yarn before the 135 day. But so these are ready to ship, and I have them in both fingering and DK weights, and I have a lot of them. There are plenty left. I'm not, and I will say, while there may be some fun Black Friday things that will come up in my shop, I'm not planning on discounting this. And so, if you're waiting for that, I was like, don't hold off for like a discount. But yes, there might be like a standard ChemKnits thing that could be an optional add-on. So that's all I'll say, because I haven't figured out the terms yet. Oh man, but like, it's hard to keep track of everything through the big sale. Oh, because that's the sale tab. Because this is what I got. So there's this deal for this week. Buy one of these everyday totes and get a free basic travel pack. And no, I can't tell exactly what's in the basic travel pack. I wonder if you can buy the basic travel pack. Because there's the basic tool pack. And we got one of these one year that had the little scissors and some needles and a needle sizer. Unfortunately, the bag that mine came in was like real like crumpled, but like that didn't really matter. I wanted all the other bits and bobs. But the basic tool pack, it looks like it's got a crochet hook on a keychain. It has some locking stitch markers. It looks like it has a yarn needle. It has some, I don't know what those cards are, but I imagine that they might have some fun like gauge information. And then I don't know what this thing is. I mean, it almost looks like it's some kind of cutter. Let's look for keychain. The emergency fix keychain. It looks like this is in there. How much is that? Okay, $3, but still. Cutter? Yarn cutter! Oh, I don't have one of these. This is so cool. This looks like it's in the basic travel pack. So the basic travel pack, I think, has some good value. So that was like, I mean, it's on clearance, but say like, we'll call it $2. Like, there's probably at least $10 worth of stuff there. What are the cards? Of course, by the time it arrives, travel glossary card. This is what it looks like. Common stitches. That's not that useful for me because usually a pattern should have this information there. And while this could be helpful for like a Nitpicks pattern, if another designer uses a different terminology, then yeah, that's not as useful for me. But yeah, that's got good value. And so what I did with the tote, I love these totes. I have 4 of these totes. Oh man, the blue I got is gone. But the silver sparkle, I have in the silver sparkle color. Okay, so this is a We Crochet tote versus a Nitpicks one. I hypothesized that. I have the silver sparkle for, I think, a needle case, or a hook case, and I liked it. But there was a blue one that was only $8 that I got. And I was like, oh goody, a Nitpicks one that's blue. But I hadn't clicked on it. And I think that oh, it's got a skein on it now. Oh no, and it doesn't show what the inside looks like. So that other one showed the old ones, the inside is, okay, let me go get them. because I have them. Oh, and was I on the wrong tab? I don't know. I'm gonna go get 2 of them. They're really cute. I wish that they had them as with a zipper on top. So the blue one has almost like a more like textured faux leather. Oh, funny. What is, got hand sanitizer, but the inside is this crochet hook print, which is cute. But the one I like a lot more, the old bag kind of has Nitpicks embossed in it. But look at how darling the stockinette print is in there. And it's got like one little pocket. What do I have in here? Something I started knitting that the kid is way too big for. Yeah, I've got, I've been using it as a project bag, but sometimes I have some others I use them as like a purse. Or sometimes on an airplane. They're just like a really great tote bag. They're soft. I love them. But when I bought the blue one that isn't on the website anymore, where are the, yeah, so the blue one is now gone. I was like, ooh, I would love a blue one, but instead of with the crochet hooks, I want the knitting, the Nitpick stuff on there. So I think I ended up buying one that I have already. No! And I was like, I should have gotten the silver sparkle one, but I have a rose gold one that I don't think I've used yet, and I have a teal one that I use all the time. Now, all of those bags, it's possible one of them I bought, but all of those were freebies from last big sales, and I adore them. And so for $8, I was like, I'll do that. And the travel, because I wanted to know what was in the travel pack. But yeah. Whoa! Okay, I'm gonna go check on the yarn. I did not like the sound of that. I have never burnt yarn, and this is not the day to try. We're adding some liquid. We're adding liquid. Yes, timer, I hear you. Hopefully that's not going to cause a lot of spread. But, okay, we got a little bit of like staining on the bottom. There might be a little bit of some spread that happens, but we're going to add some acid too. It's like things strike where you are. Yeah, that may have caused a little bit of spread in some of those areas. I think this time, almost what I want to do is like have the liquid come down this way a little more. So things don't go too far the other way. I don't know. We'll see. But we now have much more liquid in here. So that should help. And we're going to tent over the speckles because we're already kind of tented. Let's do 20 minutes. You always need more yarn. Oh, goodness gracious me. But yeah, I mean, the tote bag promo is also on the Wheat Crochet website. I'm just peeking. Yeah, because I have no idea. It doesn't show the inside of the new ones. I almost makes me want to get like the one in this raisin color to know, because maybe instead of having some Knitpick ones and We Crochet ones, like it's gonna have, maybe it has like a new fabric on the inside with the yarn, so then it can be the same for both. If you get one, you'll have to let me know. I know that not the cloud one, the silver sparkle one, wherever it was. Oh, here we go. I know that that's gonna have crochet hooks in it, because it's old. But, I mean, but these ones are, what, $6 more expensive, so there's that. But part of me was like, well, I could go to the We Crochet big sale and then do this again. Actually, We Crochet, oh, they raised their minimum for shipping. It used to be $35, it's now $45. But the big sale over here, they don't have very much, like, they don't really have bare yarn. Oh, yarn sale. Oh, interesting. Well, that's pretty. Name. Ooh. Oh yeah, there are some Lion brand yarns that are on the We Crochet website that aren't on the Nitpicks website. If we try to go to B. Okay, there is a little bit of bare yarn, Chroma, and yeah, Chroma Twist Bulky and Wonder Fluff. But I think the reason why these ones are on this website is because the bare colors here are within the whole yarn line. They really did shift and move all of the bare yarn because it used to be on both. They moved it to Nitpicks. And I wonder, if they did this because, like, I would always wait for Black Friday when I had a 25% off coupon, and I would use that on top of the bulk bare yarn. Or I would buy a 20-pack of bulk bare yarn to take advantage of all these other freebies and things, stuff that I would buy anyway. And so by moving it to wholesale, they do offer some bigger discounts for buying more, which is a good thing for me overall because I can get a really good discount any time of year. But I wonder if part of that is so it was more like controlled. I don't know. I don't know. Wait, what did they do ages ago? Wait, Sherry, I don't remember what I was talking about. What did they do at the beginning of the year? Oh yes, from Lion brand. Yes. I don't know if I noticed it as much because last year during the big sale, I placed a lot of orders at We Crochet. In 2021, I placed 8 orders there. November 26th, November 16th, November 11th, November 10th, November 9th. So that was 3 during the big sale with We Crochet. 3 or 4 during the big sale, and then one for Black Friday, maybe. Yeah, to get all the freebies. And so because like the things were the same price, I was like, oh, I can buy bare yarn here and get these freebies. And so some days I would be doing a purchase on each website to take advantage of the freebies and stuff. And so, but this year I didn't get as many freebies, which, like, I mean, it's silly. The freebies work. They make me spend more money, right? Like, that's why they offer it. They want you to make multiple purchases, right? And so I would have this whole strategy. But this year, because of the bulk bare yarn, like, or the My Value Pack code, I used that instead. And so I don't remember what else may or may not be coming. And so I have other random skeins I need to order. I just need to decide if I haven't decided if some of them I want to order 10 or not to try to use the My Bulk thing. But I will do one more big purchase before the end of the big sale. So, yeah, but I enjoy that. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, do you guys have any questions or anything? We could try out. I mean, the thing is, there is this function to like start a Q&A. that is not something that I need to do as much because, like, I mean, I see your questions and I'm trying to answer them, but please drop all kinds of questions. If you have a question about a particular yarn base, I can try to answer that. In general, I don't recommend buying mini skeins from Nitpicks, mainly because, like, even with the discount, some of the, like, buying 10 gram Nitpicks mini skeins is oftentimes a lot more expensive than buying a 100-gram skein of yarn, with a few exceptions. All the mini skeins are the same price across the board. And so that means that if it's a more expensive yarn base, the mini skeins are a better deal. Actually, do I want to value pack some of the mini skeins? Let's see. Let's shop. Let's do yarn. This is so pretty. I like this base. I haven't dyed it yet. Bear dye your own, which that link isn't working, but it shows you the minis. What would be a good replacement for stroll fingering? Is it out of stock? We still have, nope. Best selling. Okay, it's still in stock. Stroll is one of my favorites. Other 75/25 sock yarns that Nitpicks has, because, like, do you want from Nitpicks or from other companies? I haven't tried. I should reach out to them because they said they would send me some of the new yarn, but then I think I dropped off the face of the universe, so they haven't reached back out. Nomad's newer, like, their select 75/25 yarn I've heard is really good. Stroll isn't usually on sale. That would be why. Okay, yeah. So Stroll is only 10% off because it's one of their best-selling yarn bases. Let's see. Hawthorne. Ooh, that's a really good price. Okay, maybe I should go by title so I can find things. Okay. So other Nitpicks sock yarns. So let's see where. So the Felici, I think, is discounted a tiny bit more, is really, really nice. It's a little bit bouncier, a little bit less yardage than Stroll. And then the Muse sock, which is the same price. They're all the same price right now. The Muse sock is 75/25, but I don't like it quite as much. From other companies, I use Platinum Sock a lot from Wool to Die For. I actually love their Titanium sock, which is also 75/25, but it's 2-ply. That's what I love. Are there any single-ply bases that are less prone to pilling? Some that are a little more felted or made out of long wools. In terms of bare yarn, because I don't know how many fingering. So Muse, I don't know how much Muse pulls. The just standard Muse is single-ply. It is stunning. It's not that high twist though. How can you keep, okay, I'll get to that. Rustic, is that the right one? Bare Rustic Wool. I think that's a single ply, non-superwash. And Preciosa, I also think is single ply. I feel like they all might pill. They don't have a very high twist. So I don't know, but those are all, I think I've dyed all of those that I've mentioned. You preferred Hawthorne over Stroll, actually, because it's a little bit more tightly plied. Yes, Hawthorne is a tighter twist. I think it's still very soft. I think Stroll is a hair softer, a hair airier. Hawthorne's a little bit denser. I love Hawthorne. Actually, I should get... I need to add this because I added the DK. How much is the bare Hawthorne right now? Yeah, because they increased the price on Hawthorne so much. But I think I'll do a My Value pack with that one. But compare this to the, like, okay, so the bare Hawthorne right now is $12.99 full price. Where did I do the Hawthorne DK? Actually, I might buy some of the Rustic Wool. I love Rustic Wool. 40K is still $8.99. Like, it's the same, like, fiber content. Some of these pricing changes are wild to me. But I think I'm going to need some of that. I just dyed some of that recently. I'm going to need, I'll have to check with wholesale, but the Hawthorne My Value Pack might be a better deal right now. I wish I could buy these on Recrochet and then take advantage of another option again. Yeah, Stroll is a little bit softer than Platinum, but I enjoy Platinum. Okay, how can you keep Wilton's teal from breaking for a tonal solid? That would be pretty hard. Food coloring, so the teal, I believe, has blue and yellow in it. They strike at different rates. So what I would do is start off with your pot cold with no acid. Add your yarn in, stir it all up really, really well. Then add a little bit of acid still cold, stir it up, let it soak, slowly bring it up, and then add more acid. This way you're more likely to, with the first color, get it a little bit all over, and then the blue, get it a little bit all over. There might still be a little bit of breaking, but it'll be more subtle. But yeah, I think it's hard. And so, like, I also don't know why Hawthorne is more expensive than Stroll right now. Okay, but I wanted to see with the mini skeins, which are, so the Capretta Superwash could be a good deal. Andean Treasure, I think, is a good deal. Was there not gloss? No. Because Andean Treasure and Capretta Superwash, let's see how much. I like Capretta Superwash. So Capretta Superwash right now is, oh my gosh, that got so much more expensive. Ugh. $18. So it's $12.50, and the bare yarn without the My Value Pack deal is $119. So getting 10 minis of bare Capretta right now is cheaper than 100 grams of the yarn. And I think Andean Treasure might be the same thing. Especially if you can use the My Value Pack coupon. So, okay, Andean Treasure, it's a, right now, I guess with the other coupon code, it might be very, very close. So not quite, but so the Capretta Superwash, I guess, is a good deal for the minis. But ultimately, the Nitpicks mini skeins are more intended to be a sample of the yarn versus a mini skein pack that you can use to create fade sets. They really, the way they're labeled and everything, they really have them so that way, hey, here are our most popular bare yarn lines. Try out dyeing it, figure out what you like without buying a full skein. And I like that they have that option. I'm glad I could help with the food coloring breaking. I haven't played with that color in a while, but in general, that's what I would try to do to try to help things. So, yes, sirree. But yeah, thank you everyone who shops with me and with Nitpicks. Because it's funny, like, I always wonder if Nitpicks knows who I am. I mean, I referred a lot of sales to them. Oh, okay, that's a new order. Thank you! I was checking my shop, and I was like, wait a minute. I got all confused for a second. So, like, I was surprised when Dharma, I talked about this in another stream, but when I ordered something from Dharma Trading Company and it was out of stock, they called and then mentioned that they love my videos, which was super sweet, and they sent me, like, some of their, like, promo items, which was really, really, really sweet. But I wonder just, like, if Nitpicks, like, I know they're aware I'm a big customer, because they can look and see how many orders and how many dollars I've placed with them. And they've like approved my wholesale account. I just don't know, like, they're such a big company that I don't know if I'm like a blip on their radar or what. And I probably should try like reaching out and like asking for like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want them to try to like official sponsor things or what, because like I'm an affiliate marketer, but I can share my own opinions and I can say like very clearly, I think they raised some of the prices really high because they were going to offer things on wholesale. And that made me sad that they removed the like bulk discount, but with the My Value Pack, that's a better discount. So, you know, I mean, I like, yeah. So, you know, it's just thinking about it, like, I mean, some of those prices, when they were so high, I was like, I thought that I was going to have to swap everything to Wool to Die For, who has bases that I love, but Nitpicks is where I started. And so, like, why do I shop with Nitpicks? Why do I do it? And it's because that's where I first bought Bare Yarn. And so I have this, like, loyalty to them. And it's not just because of the affiliate program. Like, I mean, that's the benefit, right? It helps buy materials for the content here. But I like that you can easily buy a single skein. I like that you can buy a skein of Bare Yarn and then a solid, and then you can try to make something to work together. And that was something that made me feel less intimidated when I started dyeing yarn. Going to a site like Wool to Die For intimidated me a lot more at first. It was a long time before I purchased an order from them, even doing everything that I do here. And so, but one of my big goals and mission statements, I guess, is to make dyeing yarn feel approachable, to make it feel less scary, to share mistakes that I make and how, yes, there's science to it and things you need to combine, but you can try playing around with all the little variables to make your own spin on things. And so Nitpicks is a very approachable place for someone to start off dyeing, especially because so many people have used a lot of their yarn lines already, so therefore you know a little bit more what to expect, and it's less of a financial like starting point. So yeah, there's that. But then, you know, there's no doubt that Wool to Die For has better prices. Because they offer wholesale as well. Yes, you do pay for shipping, but even taking that into account, you know, I had this whole like rant planned, and then when Nitpicks offered the wholesale, and I'm like, oh, I can get Stroll at 40% off if I buy 100 skeins. I dye hundreds of them a year, so, you know, it might mean that I'm placing my orders differently, and so that's just all worth thinking about. Am I going to do another tutorial? You mean in general or right now? Right now I've basically finished up the dyeing for today, and I'm just chatting. Answering questions, just sharing thoughts, I guess. But I think I'm waiting for the timer to go off so we can look at there we go. So we can look at what's in there. So yes, I've done, I think, all of the main dyeing that I will be doing for today. But subscribe, because I post 2 new yarn dyeing videos every single week on Tuesday and Friday mornings. And then, yeah, starting December 18th, not only on top of those 2 weekly videos, there will be a video every single night. So I think 11 nightly videos starting on the 18th. There will be 8 nights of Hanukkah, then 2 bonus videos for dyeing the 2 full skeins that I offered for Hanukkah, and then a vlog. So all of that. But yes, but will I do other tutorials pre-filmed and in live streams in the future? Absolutely. Absolutely. Just, yeah, right now I'm finishing up, but I can't tell if there might be less than a minute on my timer up there. And so it's like, that's what I'm waiting on. Oh yeah, and give the stream a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Okay, but showing how bad my color balance is right now, this is a Coke Zero can, which is red. And it's looking orange. Just over a month away for Hanukkah. Yep. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm not excited to edit it. I love filming it. I love making the boxes. I love shipping the boxes. That is all stuff that I adore. I do not love editing. Editing is not my favorite part of being a YouTuber. It is a necessary part, and I cannot yet afford any alternatives. I think someday I would love to get an editor. I just can't afford that right now. I don't think. I mean, I haven't looked into what editors cost, but I'm pretty sure I couldn't afford that yet. Here is a blank that just came out of the steamer basket. This is the one that I hope to at some point paint on the silhouette of a tree. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that as a stream before Thanksgiving, so like in November. So I don't know, maybe. I'll say maybe. Here's our yarn mop. She is going into the steamer basket. Woo! Gotta wipe up some liquid dye off of that pan. Okay, and then, oh, I smell that vinegar. Oh my gosh. And then here we go with our speckly friend, which has had the heat on for long enough. I'm gonna turn, nope, not on high. I'm gonna turn off the heat, unplug this, and for good measure, I'm gonna add that little tail in. For good measure, I'm gonna leave this here. It's still gonna get a little bit of heat because the hot plates don't turn off that quickly. I'm just gonna leave it here with the cover on. I mean, I'll show it to you one more time. But I'm just gonna leave it in here. More heat won't hurt anything. But I'm gonna allow things to cool off just on the hot plate. Whenever I'm turning the hot plate off, I always unplug it. Because, yeah, I always unplug it. I guess I can come over here. I unplug it because that ensures that it's off instead of accidentally turning it to low or something like that. Let's see. You're excited for this Saturday. It'll be the first stuff you've knit and crocheted. You're going to get it professionally photographed? That's awesome! My yarn is one of the items. And your wedding, yay! Oh, I'm so excited for you. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think last year in family, 2 years ago in family photos, I wore a scarf that I had knit because it was a colder day. Oftentimes when we end up doing it, which we didn't this year, I need to email our photographer. I think we were both she was probably busy and I just was overwhelmed. Maybe sometime in December we can do something. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do for a holiday card. But we'll figure something out. But that wasn't like photos to get like professional like photos of like my yarn or anything. I should do something at some point to do like actual headshots or something like fun with a photographer. That would be fun to do. Versus like having mostly things be like selfies or screenshots from videos that I'm filming. But anyway, the two directions that someday I'm hoping to be able to afford would be, one would be some kind of just like assistant, which in theory, they could also in theory be an editor, but I could use help like when I'm streaming and help with some of the like social media stuff and back end. And that probably wouldn't be full time, but that's something that I'm more likely to be able to afford sooner because of like even with like a good hourly rate, although I mean I can't afford anything right now. But I dream of having like help so that way when I'm streaming someone else can be fixing the cameras or helping me with the audio or changing camera angles and things like that. And then I can focus on the creative versus the tech. So that's one thing I dream of. And then I guess the other thing is, yeah, editing help, which I think that like there's often like it's not, I don't think I make enough per video to make that worthwhile, but with the right kind of editing assistance, then I might be able to spend more time doing the parts that I love, which are the dyeing and the filming stuff. And so maybe someday. And also maybe I'm like, maybe Lucas will learn to edit, and so then I can hire him. And then like, you know, I feel less, but I can't, like, I don't make enough to like pay like what an editor is worth. So. But yeah, anyway, thank you all for tuning in today and joining me while we dyed some yarn inspired by this awesome, fun, tropical photo. I had a blast dyeing the yarn, and thank you. I have a blast dyeing the yarn, and I'm really excited to try to paint some kind of palm tree on it. We're gonna try. It may not go well, but we're gonna try to paint something. Part of me is like, maybe I should just bring out a stencil and stencil on it. That could work. But I think we'll try. Maybe I'll practice with a marker to see how I feel about making palm trees. We'll give it a shot. Or maybe I'll just try like to do one palm frond versus like the tree. That might be a little easier. We'll see. But anyway, if you would like to have the yarn that you dye inspired by the same photo featured in the ChemKnits Dye-Along recap that'll come out in mid-December, share the photos of your yarn on Instagram with the hashtag ChemKnitsDyeAlong, or share it, reply to the inspiration photo on the ChemKnits public Facebook page with pictures of your yarn, and I'll include a bunch in the recap. And so yeah, that's the plan. And of course, I've been talking, pinned in the chat and at the top of the video description is the link to the ChemKnits Hanukkah yarn sampler. That's a really great way you can help support the channel. And I've also been talking a lot about the Nitpicks big sale. This video is not sponsored, but I am a Nitpicks affiliate, so I do earn commissions when you make purchases. So that is there as well. But thank you all so much for watching. I have a lot of fun. This has been a great stream. And yeah, I'm really excited to see, well, I forgot what video is coming out on Friday, but it'll be a good one. And then, again, the Hocus Pocus recap should be up either later this evening or tomorrow. So, that's the way that'll go. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Bye!